Aaron with True Masters in Gaming and Fitness. In this video, I'm going to take you through some of the bare necessities you'll need before you hit the gym, how to fill out your logbook, and your first workout in the 5-day split that got me addicted to the gym. Now, if you like videos like this, or if you're into video games or fitness, you should consider subscribing so you can be notified when all my new videos drop. Let's dive into it. Okay guys, some of the bare necessities you're going to need for the gym, first and foremost of course, is your logbook and something to write with. If you're getting serious and you're joining the gym, you're going to need something to track your progress as well as track your workouts. I will go through here in a minute how I recommend you fill it out. We're going to do the whole first 5-day split that got me addicted to the gym. I'm going to take you through all the motions, but you need something to track all of that. So I'm old school. A lot of people like to use their phone. There are tons of fitness apps out there that you can use to actually track your workouts, or they give you workouts or whatever. But I'm old school. I started with a book just like this, a little 5-star one subject book and a pen. So definitely want to be able to keep track of your workouts, definitely want to be able to keep track of your progress. So I recommend a little notebook like this and a pen, and I will show you how to fill it out, because like I said, this first series in my workout stuff is going to be for the complete beginner. Secondly, you're going to either need, in my opinion, I know a lot of people are going to think that this sounds crazy, but you're going to either need some old socks or a decent pair of minimalist shoes, or a decent pair of shoes with very little sole in them. Because if you're going to be squatting and deadlifting, putting weight on your back, you do not want that sole to squish down. Like these shoes here, these are just my regular shoes. I would not recommend something like this. This is a very comfortable, good running shoe. But if you look, I can squeeze this sole with my hands. So as you progress and you're getting stronger, if you're putting even 200 pounds on your back and squatting, this sole is going to squish, which in turn is going to lift your toes, and it's going to screw your form up and can lead to injury. So a couple good pairs of shoes that I could recommend for you are like Chuck All-Stars, Converse Chuck All-Stars. I'll show you once we get over to the gym what I wear. I wear Merrell Vapor Zone, or Merrell. It's a barefoot shoe. It's almost like a water shoe that you would wear to the pool, but it has laces on it. And they do make lifting shoes, but I really don't think that to just get started, you need to go drop $150 to $200 on a pair of shoes. You can pick up Chucks for $50 to $70, depending on where you're going. The Merrells that I got myself were $80, but again, I've been going to the gym for a while. I know that's exactly what I wanted, and that's why I got that. But honestly, if you don't have the money and the people at the gym, the owner doesn't mind, you can always go barefoot. Up until I got my shoes, which was the beginning of this year, I went barefoot. I had old socks that I wore to the gym, because they're gonna get black. The gym is a dirty place, so or if you wear black socks, that'll work too. Or they even make like those socks with the little grippies on the bottom. That would work fine as well. So if you don't have the money, you can always go barefoot, just as long as the owner of the gym doesn't mind. That's what I did for years. I honestly, on leg day, I made sure I had old socks on, and when I was doing all of my lifts off of the floor, squat, lunges, hack squats, front squats, anything like that, I would take my shoes off and go barefoot, and I got sick of that. So just this past year, after 11-12 years, I finally went and got myself a pair of lifting shoes. So it's not a must, but I definitely recommend either old socks or a nice pair of shoes that are comfortable, sturdy, and have a very minimal amount of sole in them. And thirdly, you're going to need a bag. You want to have a little bag. It doesn't have to be a huge gym bag, but you want to have a little bag just in case you get into taking supplements. You're going to want something to carry your shaker in. and your notebook, of course, and any other gym equipment that you may purchase along the way, it's always a good idea to have a little book bag to take with you. Especially, I don't know where you guys live. If it's cold, you're going to want to be able to take off your hoodie and put it somewhere, or whatever the case may be. It's always nice to have a little bag. Not a must, but definitely a good idea to have a bag. And those are really it. A good pair of shoes, a log, some sort of log, whether it be your phone, your iPad, a notebook, some sort of log to track your book, and either a pair of shoes for when you're doing lifts off the floor, or socks. And that is really the bare minimum of what you're going to need to get started. Because I mean, I know I'm always strapped for cash, and you don't got to go get all kind of workout clothes, you know, just a decent pair of shoes for doing movements off the floor with weight on your back, or, you know, holding weight. You don't want that sole to smush, and something to track your log. And in my opinion, or something to log your workout, excuse me, I can't talk today. In my opinion, those are the bare minimum of what you're going to need to get started. And we're back. Now, please do not mind my handwriting. I know I've been told I write like I'm a serial killer. Fact of the matter is, I was diagnosed with epilepsy whenever I was younger. I was considered epileptic from the time I was 7 until the time I was 12, and I sort of grew out of it. So after my first seizure, my handwriting went from out of the book to like a serial killer. It's the only thing that I know that it affected. But anyway, this is how your first day should look. You're going to want to have chest up top so you know what body part you're working. The date is always helpful to have. The first exercise we're going to do over here on the top left is incline bench. If you remember, I said 4 exercises, 4 sets apiece. So over here, you're going to have your weight. Say you start with 100 pounds, and then you do times how many times you did it. That'll be your first set. So we're aiming for 10. So let's say it'll be 100 times 10, then 120 times 8. Let's hope. 140 times 6, 160 times 4. Now that's what we're shooting for. Okay, second exercise is going to be flat dumbbell press. Same thing, 10, 8, 6, 4. And then as we move down a little bit, bear with me here, we're going to do decline bench third. Same thing, 10, 8, 6, 4. And then cable crossovers, 10, 8, 6, 4. And that's how pretty much every day should look, so you can track your progress and get, you know, a clear idea of what's going on. And now we're going to wrap everything up. I got to let my phone charge a little bit, and we're going to head over to the gym to, you know, record the first workout so you guys can follow along. And let's get it done. Let's get big. Hey guys, what's up? Aaron, aka True Master Son, whatever you want to call me, with True Masterson Gaming and Fitness. I forgot to show you guys my shoes in the workout video. Of course, you will see them, but I wanted to give you an up close and personal on them. And I looked up the name. I said they were Vapor Zone or something. They're called the Merle Vapor Glove. I don't know if you guys can see that. Barefoot, there is only about an 1/8 inch of padding in there, if that. They are super minimal and super awesome. I think they're comfortable. Like I said, in my take on them, they sort of remind me when I'm wearing them of like a swimming shoe or a beach shoe, a water shoe, something along those lines. But they have laces which are elastic. Super awesome shoe, in my opinion, for my style of lifting when it comes to having any sort of weight loaded on me, or me holding weight and I'm standing. Because as I said in the previous video, if you have anything that smushes down, that's going to lift your toes, and it's just not good. Anytime that you are squatting, deadlifting, even if you're doing overhead shoulder presses, you're going to want to have your heels planted firmly on the ground, and if you're squatting, you're going to push through your heels. The same with deadlifting. You want the weight centered on your heels, and you want to push through the heels to the middle of your foot. So something like this, there is no padding there, so you're on your heel. So something like this is what I recommend. Also, another good cheap shoe to get you started is the Chuck All-Star. a little more versatile than this, I would say, because you can get away with wearing them outside of the gym if you want to. I mean, I could get away with wearing these outside of the gym as well, but I'll tell you what, if you step on something that's, I don't know, pokey, pointy, raised, whatever you want to say, you could definitely feel it. So if you would go get something like this, just keep that in mind. But this is what I wear for my, I wear them every day, regardless of what I'm doing, because it helps keep my feet on the ground. But definitely for squats, deadlifts, overhead presses, standing, you definitely want to have something with minimal sole or a lifting shoe. But like I said, I don't want to get into all of that. Lifting shoes can be really awesome, but we're going bare necessity. Doing these videos for the average everyday guy that wants to get in the gym, because I'm the average everyday guy that is in the gym. So that's what I recommend, and let's dive into the workout.